Hi everyone, it's Sheena from For the Love of Paper, and I don't know if this may be a series, but the other night I was like wide awake till like 4 in the morning, so I came out here and decided to pull a book off my shelf that I wanted to use for ephemera, but I had been hoarding it. It's called Island Diary of a Year on Esdale by Garth and Vicky Waite, and it's similar to an Edith Holden. The pages are more, not glossy, but they're smoother. And it's from 1985 and has some of these like similar images, flowers, the months. And I decided, so this is what I did the other day. I took some of the first couple pages out, and these will be like extensions. Like this will have a page extension on it, so I pulled some out as pages with pieces that I like. So there's those pages. I turned these into pockets. I love the font. These are two, I'm calling them like writing spaces. It's not paper thin, but it's not cardstock thick. And I just cut them down because I like the images on them and put little writing spots so they can be like good for tall, skinny journals. This was just a piece that I had cut off that had the butterfly, so I made a little band. And then this is just something I had that it like, you would just glue the band down and then tuck something in it like that. And then there was three. This is like a little page extension writing spot for January. These are more Christmas ones. This image I turned into a pocket. And then this is not from this book. It just was floating around. This was an old piece of like file folder, and then I put a piece of coffee dye paper on the back as a Christmas spot. I mean, as a writing spot. So these three are actually like Christmas, and then these are all not specified. And then with this, I took a whole 12 by 12 notepad and I cut it all down to make pages out of it. So actually there was two of each, so I didn't cut every one, but I have pre-made journal pages that can be collaged on, decorated on. I think I put the paper pad back so you can't see it. But this direction, this could either be folded in as a pocket. I just left it long. Same with these here. So I did them in different directions. And then the tops of them, oops. Because I'm trying to make stuff easy to grab and use. These were all the tops, which was this thing I showed you. And they can be like this a pocket and this a tag if it got cut. Or it could be a notepad with papers stuck in there. It could be like I used it here as putting a little band and then like a writing spot that you slide in and out like that. So these are all from a 12 by 12 pad. I took one of each sheet, and then I still have one of each sheet to make into other types of ephemera. But I think I had showed you before, a while ago, I had taken a 12 by 12 paper, well there's more of them, and cut it down in different ways to get ephemera, tags, journal cards. These can be cut into two side tucks, but I just wanted to like make things so I can grab them. So that is this box starting to build to have things available and ready to use as like backgrounds to turn into different things. And then I have these pieces of ephemera, and what I'm going to do today is pull some more out from the book. I know there's a glare right there. Pull some more sheets and turn them into things. I didn't do this the other night, but I think I crack its spine. So these are easier to get out. I'm almost positive I got this either off of eBay or Thrift Books. I just love those images. So actually what I want to do is go to more the month springtime that we're in. Let's start at June maybe. May. Still all May. May. Here we go. Here's June. That's what I wanted it to do. Okay. So somewhere close. I think it's should be right here. It's the actual center, I think. Yeah. I just have this little like knife thing that's shaped like a pen that I got off of AliExpress or Hobby Lobby. Just go in there and cut those. Not yourself. I'm not sure I got them all completely. Nope. Something. There we go. That one's now done. Okay. Must just have been that one at the top. So by doing that, I should have this page. It's fine to use a little May. We're still same spring, summer, even though we are in summer. I think this is the last one in that, yeah. I was tearing them out because I didn't want to use my cutter that night. It was my neighbors downstairs. It was their last night here, and they were driving back to Texas the next day, so I did not want to use my cutter, so I was ripping things to try and be quiet since it was the middle of the night. I'm looking for the next thing to cut out. There it is. July. So yesterday was my birthday. I think I said in my last video I'm off until the 15th. Today I went and had lunch with my littlest sister and just got back. And probably later I'll go to my grandparents' pool. I still say grandparents. It's just my gram now, but last night we had steak and sweet potato and corn on the cob and strawberry shortcake. That was my birthday dinner. Love this page. Love, love, love. Okay. I probably have enough to do something with. Is this one more? Can't tell. I don't know if this is attached to... Oh yeah, it is. They are connected right there. Okay. Okay, let's stop there. And then it's only 2 pages. Well, I know what I could probably do. Let's see if I can just cut. There we go. That one and this one. Sometimes it's tricky with this thing to see where the actual, oops, blade is. Okay. So I took a big hunk. You can see that out of the middle. All right. So with this, we can see what do we want to do with them. Just gonna take a look at each of them. Not a fan of this side except for the words. Not really this one either. So this could just be torn up to use as words. This is a whole image here. Not a super fan of this side except for the words, so I wouldn't be sad to get rid of them. Just looking if I turned it into I guess it could be this way too. Just trying to think of how I could get the most out of it. Set that one off to the side. I'm definitely not a fan of the lizard. That could be a tag. What is that? Water vole and horsetails. So that must be something called a water vole. I love the numbers, just kind of similar to the fun numbers in Edith Holden. Not sure. This one, these are where they're full pages. This is amazing. It's got these butterflies on the back, but nothing too bright and extravagant. So this, I think I would turn into tags or 4 journal cards. This is great wording. That could be a pocket there. But then I would also sacrifice this here. However, this could just be a page, a full page and like a tall skinny. Like that. I think I'm gonna keep that like that. Okay. So set that off to the side. This is another beautiful image. This too. This, I think could be a full page. And a tall skinny. Yes. Yep, I like that. Now this, I'm not a super fan of this. However, I could take the bottom half and collage it. And this actually could be a center, this direction of a tall skinny, like that. And then these 2 pieces here could be collaged on. I think I'll do that. This one, this one might be another just page. Yeah, I think I'll just do this as a page, maybe. This, definitely not a fan of the spiders, but what could be is, let me just keep looking. That is like 2 tags. But it's also great on this side, minus the bug. I think I could sacrifice that. So while I think these 2 I'm gonna do the same thing with, and I'll show you. super big with this one. I wonder if from there to there. I'm not too sure about that one yet. What did I say with this one? That one's just words. This one, I kind of like all the writing on this one. In the sense of a tall, skinny page like that. I love that there's a lot of writing on that one. This, I'm not a fan of the dark, so actually that could become like 2 tags. So I'll do the same with that one. Okay, so that's for now. Go with these here. I'll show you what in my head I think for these. Just fell. Something just fell. I heard it click, but I don't see it. And I'm like super thirsty from the lunch I had with my sister, so I need to go grab a drink right now. I'm just gonna let you play because I really don't go far. Like 100 degrees today, so I'm just going to quickly make myself some flavored water because I'm not sure what the temperature is supposed to get to today. I have, oh, that wasn't smart, 2 air conditioners running and it's 70 in here. So the other thing I wanted to grab was one of these. Yeah. Okay. Much better. I just needed something. So this is just a plain sample tag that I'm going to use to cut these down. If I were a pencil, I would be here. So maximize the most. So I'm going to go around these. That one. So that essentially will be a tag. This one, do I want the June? No, because it's going to have a hole in it. So we'll just go a little bit lower. Well, it's not going to have a hole in it, but how about we go like here? And get a little bit of everything. Oops, I just slid it. Perfect. So that, oh, I do like the way. Now I can see that. This will just be the back side, however that comes out. And I'll have some extra wording to tear up. Okay. So that one, this one, I want to get maybe more like here. Is that crooked? It wouldn't matter so much except for the fact if the words end up coming out crooked. That I obviously don't want it to be like sideways. Okay, we'll try this. I'm pretty sure this tag sample that I'm using is a Tim Holtz. I don't save the wrappers, so I can't be, I don't want the bulb as much as I want maybe that little sailboat there. So I have a ton of old books that I have been collecting, to include, Edith Holden, to use for things like this, but I have 2 bookshelves. And I also have been in no desire to really craft. So when I was up the other night and had this idea and I enjoyed it, I thought maybe this is how I will get back into, what do they say, their mojo back? I wonder if I should just cut that out and wrap it around something. Yeah, I'm gonna set that off to the side. Let's do these two. So I'll get my large Tim Holtz scissors and we'll just see what happens here. I use the pencils, so if I need to, I can erase, but I am kind of coming inside that line, or on the line enough that it doesn't look like it's really showing. Okay. And then these can be backed and embellished still, like maybe with a butterfly, a label, some book page, so we'll do all that. Yeah, so that actually turned out really well. Now this one, just for the sake of easier to cut, we'll get rid of that. Just a little bit of this bird up here in the corner. I have several more books like this. I actually have 2 copies of this particular book. See, that turned out nice. That even isn't so bad. There's only just that piece of that dark there, and that could get like a book page or a label to break it up. Okay. So then I don't need to save these pieces. I don't think I really need to save those either, but just let them there for now. And this one, I think it's fun to see how they cut out. Sometimes you can't see beyond like what your image is to think really what will this look like, but I just say like go for it. So that's really pretty. Even that's not bad. Could still put something here for a little writing space. Okay, one more. Let's see what's on this. Nothing at all. Let me go ahead and chop this. It's just part of that beetle. Those words right there aren't bad, so I'll just put that over here in this pile. And then this one, So the ones that I showed you that I did do were like the first maybe 10 pages of the book. A lot of the pockets that I made that are all words were just like the introduction parts of the book, so they can be embellished, but the font or her handwriting was hers, they. Is it Garth and Vicky? So it's 2. So that turned out nice too. Love it. I'm going to keep that because of the words. There's nothing, well, maybe, just maybe, we'll keep that little piece there. Because who knows, that might just add something to something. Something to something, that makes a lot of sense. All right, so we have this one, this one, this one, and this one. They turned out nice. Okay. What can I do with this? How about I take some paper and make tabs on the top. And let me also grab my labels. My shoe is somewhere. Before I trip. Okay, so I have, these are whale tails already cut. My labels are here. And well, we'll just start with that. I feel like I'm getting too many things. Don't want a label on this one because that to me is a label. So let's see. $50-cent bulbs. Do I want it that high? Maybe more there. That actually goes well. This one. Now that I see that and that's so dark, I'm almost wanting something maybe to break it up a little bit. That is actually okay, I think, there. Can I zoom you guys in a little bit? There you go. So I can scoop everything up a little bit. Okay. What else? What else? What else? What else? Maybe that. I like the color of it. Let's see, there's pink, but it's not like an actual label. Something bright on this one. I need something very bright. A green or a yellow. Maybe even red. There's blue. What's that? That's too small. That one? No. I definitely need something to brighten it up. Is that too big? I don't like it. What's that? Where'd it go? There's a yellow kind of. I think I like that one better on there. That one's not bad. Can you see me anymore? No. That was a stamp with bird. This whole box, and these are all sticker labels. I'm gonna dig deep, pull it to the top. Now see what we got. No, that's too rustic. No. Nope. This blue one. No. I'm gonna go. Do they all have one? They do. That one, I love that it says bulbs, but I almost feel like it's too small or something. Like there's too much white space there. But I could do something with that. All right, let's see. We have these, this. Okay, how about whale tail? I don't think there's really any colored ones in here. Not very many anyway. I might have to punch some. Yeah, none of these are really bright. I think I'm okay with that one because of the color of the bird there. It pulls it out a little bit. This one, this one, this one. Okay. So then let me pull this box here with my papers, and let's see. Put that on there without it towering over potentially. Let's look at like yellow. See if this one would look good on anything. Maybe like that. That's too much yellow. And maybe purple for that one. So let's see. These are from probably AliExpress. I'm just looking for one that's more of a solid pattern. Actually, that's too much purple. Let's look at pink, like this one here. Brings out more of that color there. I like that one. And then I need something on this one. What about these? Don't stay together very well, as you can see. Let me just see this one. There was something a little bit more bold. Like that. Okay. Move this before it falls. Oops. Okay. There's a little bit more space there. I'm wondering if I want a little book page in some of these spots. Let me grab. I found this in the trash. The whole strip. I really only want it on these two, so maybe I could use half and half. Like that. And then this one, just cut a little more off the bottom of this one. And just use itself. Like not itself, it's not, well, it could be the same page. All right, that's what we're gonna do. So that's 4 tags, glue book. And then we can flip them over and look at what the back looks like. Maybe before I do that, I should look at the other side because this one has this big spot here. That one has a little bit too. But I don't think those are ones I can't fill in once it's covered. These are both good. Yep, these are both good. So let me start with these two. Peel this label. Wow, I think it says 37 minutes already. So that, and then this one is this pink. I feel something. Whoa. A little too aggressive with the whale tail. Yeah, I just wanted it up a little bit more. Where's my wipe? I don't think I had it folded right. There we go though. That's good. That's good. Okay, so there's one tag. And then this one is this. That doesn't go to this one. It's the red one. So this one here. Okay, just making sure I didn't mix these up. Wait. No, it's this one. Goodness, I am mixing them up. Okay. Put that there. Like that. And then put this whale tail at the top. I like this red with just this little bit of red dots right there. And there, the center of the flowers. Perfect. There's that one. And then these two. So just for a second, let me see. Thinking if I were some old book page, where would I be? Let's try very soft. Okay, so I'll put that there, and then I'm thinking that one goes on that, so this one will go on this, like that. This goes on the front. I'm just wondering if I wanted to, where is it? Maybe use my peg stamp before I glue this down. Put that there. And then I'm not sure about that one. I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down just to take some of that dark brown spot away. Like that. I'll put this whale tail on. I think it's crooked. I don't know if it's crooked or I'm crooked. I think that's good that way. I'm gonna just snip because I can see it. This little piece here. Like that. Okay, so that's the back. That's the front. This also goes on there. A little something to break up that spot. I'm not sure if that's a pencil mark or if that's just it. I think it's just it. Okay, and then this one, that's the back. What is this one? This, yeah. It's very windy here today. Even though it's hot, it's windy, which is a nice breeze. There's that. Is that crooked? I feel like it is. Maybe if I make this straight, that will look straight. Okay. There's that one. I'm still thinking I could put something right there. Like a, I don't know what. That one, and then this last one. Go ahead and do the front. This little piece down to break up that white a little bit. Put the bulbs tag down. I have glue stick threads, webs. They're more like webs, they're not threads. Put that in there. Put the whale tail down. not too sticky. Where'd that white go? On the floor? Where'd it go? It is on the floor. Okay. Just grab a new one. Just move that a little bit. I feel like this is crooked. Gently, gently, gently. I think I went the other direction. Oh well, it's fine. So then this side, I'm going to see if I can maybe kind of oops. Break that up a little bit. I need to move this, switch this page because the last thing's stuck to it. I ripped it completely. Okay, we're gonna say no to that after all that, because now it's even in 3 pieces. Move some of this out of my way. And this is also crooked, but I think it glued down now. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Doesn't look as crooked from the front. That still looks terribly crooked. I went from one, I'm afraid it's not gonna stick, so we're just gonna let that go. This one's just gonna be a little wonky. Just thinking, I like these words here, what they say, so. Those papers that I had. What colors? Maybe pink? Play in here for a second to see. I don't think that I can tear this and get rid of this sharp edge. What if I tried? This is a thing that makes terrible noise, so sorry if you don't like it, but I'm going to try and see if I can just kind of cut slightly. Yep, that's what I wanted it to do. Get it out there. Oh, my cutter's stuck. Just a little bit to break up that brown like that. I think I'll put that there. And maybe I want it this way. I do. Like that, just to break up that little bit. It brings some of the pink in. We're a little crooked, so we'll move this, cover that spot up a little bit better. Okay, so we made 4 tags from the book. Let me put these things away. Dried already. Glue stick cap on. Lid on those. I'm not going to save those little pieces. That's the fresh wipe. Book page. Tag sample. Okay. So I pulled. These ones are going to turn into book pages. These will actually just be tall, skinny book pages. And there's this one. That could be the center of a tall, skinny. This one. And this one. I may or may not trim these sides down. I kind of like that rustic look, so that will just depend. I have 3 pairs of scissors out here. And then we have these 3 tags. There. And then this I think I'm gonna cut out, and I'm gonna like fold that in half over a page. I think that's what I'm gonna do with that. This side, there's not much to it that makes a difference. It's pretty bland. This one is gonna be like ripping this out to use as text. This is going to definitely be either 4 tags or 4 journal cards. I actually have a smaller tag. Let me just look. Like this could actually be even, probably even 6 tags out of that potentially. Yeah, I can just get 6 tags out of this. And then there's some words on the back. What I might actually do is collage this side and then cut out the 6 tags. That might make more sense. Then it would be ready for writing space before. And then this one, I think it's just words. Yep, this one. I think that can be a pocket. So let me just see. These things that I have. Just looking at the color. That could be turned into a pocket. And that could just be then used as words. Or this could be a bigger tag there. And then maybe 2 smaller ones, something like that. I think I'd almost rather get tags out of this side than a pocket just from that, maybe. Yeah. And I don't know that I decided on all those other ones. I think we stopped. So that kind of just gives you some ideas of what I'll be doing. I'll come back and make more of these, but my video's at 55 minutes, so that's an hour today. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, I have tons of these type of books that I want to kind of work through and make things out of. And this is, again, the title of it, Island Diary of a Year on Isdale by Garth and Vicky White. I'm pretty sure I got it either on eBay or Thrift Books, but You can, of course, grab any one, an Edith Holden one, anything you have. I'll show you which will probably be my potential next one after I work through this one. It's more of a nature journal type book, but there are images in this, nothing too big on the font, but there's like images in this that I think would look great on tags. There, that could be like a fall tag there. There's like the scenery. This one could be a fall tag, but they're like these hand drawing type images. And this one's definitely more glossy than the other one, but if it's going to be the front side and not what you write on, like that there, even though it's black and white, I love it. This, because it's not like your whole journal will be black and white. You would have pops of color and you would have some black and white images. There's obviously some colored images in here. But just making things like that is still, even these crickets, popping them in here and there, even though they're black and white, as long as you have other things like that in a Christmas journal, you know. Those are they cardinals, or is that a blue jay? That's definitely a blue jay. There's bulbs. Is that a bulb there? Yeah, like that. Yes, just like I said, I have several different books like that. Look at that big thing there. Even her handwriting in different spots. Yeah, so I think this will be one that's more the black and white, but we add the pops of color to it. So this might be the next one I do. But right now we will stick to Island Diary of a Year on Eastdale. So hope you enjoyed this. If you want to see more, even though I'm variated and coming on these days, like and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye.